Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you my end of summer house reset. Our home is basically in shambles right now and definitely in need of a reset. We just got home from our summer vacation about 2 weeks ago, and believe it or not, I left the house fairly clean before we went on that trip. That is always my goal, to clean the house so we come home to a nice clean home. But you can see the disaster we have created in the last 2 weeks. My initial focus after vacation was trying to get our vacation laundry done. So that took a little bit more of the focus of the time that I had those days to clean. And then in the midst of that, of course, we have kids playing and hanging out and trying to soak up the last bits of time with our son, who is only with us on summers and some of the holidays. So cleaning just slowly became less and less of a focus, and now you can see we are desperate for a reset. This past weekend we also did our weekend road trip to take our son back to his other family, and so it's just time for that kind of annual reset as well. I sort of reset the house after he is not here anymore, and we get ready for this next season, which is quickly moving into fall. My focus today will be to reset our downstairs, or our main level. I'm not even sure I can get all of this done today, so I'm not even going to worry about upstairs yet. Some of the other goals specifically I have down here are to just reset the whole area. Our toddler is only a few months away from turning 2. She is very active, very playful, and does not like to be contained. So I am considering getting rid of the playpen, at least moving it out for this season. And with that, I will have to really clean and reorganize this downstairs level so that everything is out of reach that I don't want her to get a hold of while she is playing. I also work full-time from home, so that does require some specific strategy with each changing season and how I can best have an area for my daughter to safely play while I work. Of course, I always capitalize on nap times, but she's not napping for 8 hours a day. So I'll give you some tips and tricks throughout this video for navigating that if that's your situation. Another goal for today is to reset our toy box rotation. If you have not heard of this, I'll share more on this tip here shortly in the video, so stay tuned. I would also like to reset my workstation to another part of the table and move things around just a bit. I get a little antsy after, having things set up one way for too long, and just especially with the changes of our toddler, it seems like a new setup every few months seems to work better and keeps us going strong with our current season of life where I am working and staying home with her. All right, let's get started. A lot of times I love to start by throwing a load of laundry in, get that going so the clothes are being cleaned while I start to clean somewhere else. This also may be a little bit tricky because my husband is at work today and my toddler is here with me, which is always awesome. But as you know, with her playing around, messes will be being made as I'm cleaning other messes. But I will do my best, and we'll capitalize on nap times, and we'll see what we can get for a finished product. Now that I got a load of laundry going, I'm gonna start in the kitchen. I'm gonna start with the kitchen table. This table, it's hard to even see we have a table there. It has so much clutter on it, including games and things. As I said, we're trying to capitalize on the last time that we had with our son for this summer before we see him again over Christmas. But I gotta get these games cleaned up, get all of this stuff put away. My strategy is to kind of start up higher while my daughter's awake and playing, and then when she's napping, we can try to get the floors and different things cleaned, but trying to think of the best strategy to avoid redoing too many things. I try to always use the strategy of focusing on the one area that I'm cleaning and not try to start cleaning something else or another room when I take something out of the spot that I'm cleaning. So I will actually literally just set things on the stairs if they need to go upstairs, and things will accumulate on the stairs until I am finished cleaning downstairs, and then I will take all of that upstairs and put it away. Sometimes I'll even move things. If I find toys on the table, they'll get thrown in the living room because I haven't cleaned the living room part yet. So really just focusing on one area before we move on to another area. So now let's move on to kind of the main areas of our kitchen, and I'll get a load of dishes going, get everything wiped down and reset in there. All right, Alora is now down for her morning nap, so I'm gonna go against the strategy I shared a little earlier in this video where I like to focus on one area until it's all the way done. However, when you have a toddler, sometimes there's a different strategy that has to take precedence over that. So I'm gonna jump over to the living room for a little while she's sleeping and try to capitalize on this time and at least get some of the bigger things done. When she wakes back up, I'm sure she'll be playing out here and making a little bit more of a mess. However, there's just a lot that needed to be done here, so I can get a few things done. I think the main thing is this playpen. As I mentioned, I think we just need to put it away for now. It's more just getting in our way now than it was before. Now I will say this is the Drypex baby playpen off Amazon. I'll link it below because we have absolutely loved this, and in the previous seasons, probably over the last year and a half or so, ever since our daughter started crawling and rolling around, this has come in so handy, especially with me working from home. It is flexible, can be set up in multiple ways. We had it in just a smaller square or rectangle before she was walking, and that kept her contained. And then we opened it up and kind of used it to close off our living room as she got older, and she had the whole living room area to play while I worked. But as I mentioned before, now I think we're all just kind of getting tired of it and we're in need of a change. So I'm gonna move that to the garage for now. I am considering selling it. If you have any Once Upon a Child consignment shops in your area, and you may know this already, but if you don't know this, they will often buy baby items and different things like that baby playpen if they are in good shape. Now I'm gonna start the project of setting back up our toy box rotation system. I was doing this almost all of last year, and then over the summer I just, with her older brother being here, I just let them get the toys out and they pretty much stayed out. But I do want to reinstate this toy box rotation process for a couple of reasons. One, to have less clutter out in the living room and being played with, so that's less work for me when I do my nightly house resets or weekend resets. But then also, this is a good tip for your children, probably no matter the age, but especially little toddlers. If you hide some of the toys for a while and let them play with one group of their toys, and then after a week or two, switch that out. So take the toy box they currently have in their play area, switch that out with one of your other toy boxes, and it will kind of reignite their interest in the toys they haven't seen in a week or two. Also, throughout the next few weeks as I rotate through these toy boxes, my goal is to keep an eye on my daughter and what she goes for and what she ignores. If there's anything that she is routinely ignoring even after I have swapped out the toy box a few times, then I will know as I get into that fall declutter project that it's just time to get rid of those toys. I'm also throwing random odds and ends in this other bin that I have set up on the couch, just things that need to go to other rooms in the house and need to kind of just get out of here. So I'll put that in there for now, instead of running them all over the house in the middle of trying to reset these toy boxes. So I will pick one of these 3 toy boxes and leave it here in the living room. I'm gonna do a little bit more reorganizing of how we have things set up, but there will be a toy box down here for her daily playtime. I'll put the other 2 probably in my bedroom, my husband and I's bedroom for now, rather than in her room, just so that they kind of stay out of sight and they will be more exciting when I rotate to a new toy box. I also set aside all of her toy food. She has this cute little toy fridge that she likes to play with. I may consider with some of these larger toys, I may put one out in the garage for a while and leave 1 or 2 in here and then kind of rotate those as well. But so far she still plays with the fridge and the food a lot, as well as this baby Einstein table. Both of these toys are awesome for kids around 1.5, probably up to 3 years old. I don't know yet because our daughter hasn't gotten that far, but she loves to play with these things. And this baby Einstein table is also great to help them learn and start to learn colors and different things as they are playing. So I will link as many of these things below as I can find. I'm pretty sure we got the baby Einstein table off Amazon. I did find the fridge on clearance at Walmart, but I'll see if I can link it from somewhere online. I'm sure they have a lot of different styles and different brands, but this one is awesome. It makes some of the different fridge noises and is perfect for the size of our baby girl. Okay, next we're gonna move on to this corner shelf and just this area with all the game consoles and the TV stuff. This just gets so out of hand so easily. While my husband was here on break, he quickly went through all of his games and controllers and things and let me know what should stay close by, what can be stored away, and what we can get rid of. So I will do just a little bit of decluttering here to get this corner figured out. These bins I need to get things out of and think about what I might want to put in there or leave them empty for now, as our daughter is able to get into these. So that's why before we had her little mini fridge right in front of them so she would not get into the drawers, but I just need to kind of reorganize this and make it a better working space for the season that we're in. All right, I thought I would take just a quick little break to share some exciting news with you all. I have recently launched my website, thevictoriousmama.com. I would love for you to check it out. I'm starting to post all kinds of content surrounded around mommin, meals, and ministry. So anything from homemaking tips and items to homeschool and meals, and also ministry and encouragement for us mamas to learn how to live a victorious life. If you head over and check it out, be sure to watch for the pop-up that should pop up right as soon as you get to the website, and you can sign up for my email list. And don't worry, I will not spam you. I do not even have enough time to create that many emails. My current plan is to try to send out maybe an email a month or somewhere around that. But if you sign up to be part of my email list through that pop-up, you can get my free PDF printable of my weekly reset checklist. It looks like this, and it can be a helpful tool for you to reset your heart and your mental space, as well as your home and physical space each week. So I think that would be a blessing to you. Head over and sign up to receive that. Also, let me know if you do check out my website and find any helpful content. And I'm just super excited to finally share what I've been working on with you all. All right, you guys, let's get back to the current project. These furniture bumpers we found on Amazon, they are absolutely amazing. I will link them below. They're really easy to apply. You just put them on the sharp corners and edges of your furniture to help save your toddlers when they're in that phase of learning to walk around and playing, and you definitely don't want them falling and bumping their head on anything that is super sharp or could really injure them. So I recommend these. They're nice and squishy too, although we of course don't want her falling and hitting her head on them anyway. This is a much better option than just leaving those hard edges exposed. I believe they have multiple color options in them as well. When we got them, I can't recall if the black was just out of stock, or maybe I'm remembering wrong and they don't, but that's why we just have these brown ones. They don't look that great on here, but it works and it's just for a season. I'm making some good progress. The main area of the living room is pretty much done. I already feel like a weight has lifted with how much room and space I've already created in here. Alora is up from her nap now, so I have her in her high chair eating some lunch, and while she eats, I think I'll move over to the second half of our main room. I guess this could be considered part of the living room, though we have it sort of separated from our main area. I have been accumulating everything that needs to go out to the garage over here by the door, so I've made this area more messy in this process. However, that stuff will be moved here really quickly. The main things I have to do over here are get the underneath the stairs area cleaned out a little bit and reorganized, and then try to tackle this disaster of a bookshelf and figure out what I'm gonna do with it for this next season. I think the first thing in this area that I'm gonna do is get this stuff out to the garage just so I have more room to work with. I may come across more things I want to put in the garage for now, but I'll at least get this stuff out of the way and start to work on this space. right, next I'm going to try to tackle this bookcase. This might be the main thing that I'm dreading most. It is just so crazy and unorganized, and it's just not the season to have all of these books, especially on the lower shelf. Our sweet baby girl is still learning how to use books, what they're for. She recently got her hands on one. Thankfully, it was just one of the kids' ones, so it can easily be tossed and replaced, but she ripped that thing apart. So I need to keep all the books, I think, much higher. She does love books and loves to get them out, which I love that she is drawn to books, but just still learning how to use them. So I'm gonna try to reorganize these shelves as best I can. I'll leave some of her board books and things that she can access on the lower shelves, put some of our books on the higher shelves, and it's gonna look a little wonky this season, but at least it will be set up to hopefully create less mess each day, and it'll just work better for us in this next season. I just put Alora down for her second nap, so it is time to put some of the final touches on this house reset. I'm gonna go back into the kitchen and finish up there, and then I am going to try to fold and put away the load of laundry that we washed, and then last I will try to move my workspace and rearrange. I'd also like to push our kitchen table up against the wall as I kind of rearrange the space, hopefully creating a little bit more room than we currently have. And after I figure out how I want my workspace set up, I think that will get me to kind of the end of what I was hoping to accomplish today. I did miss a few things in the corners that I'll have to just work on this week, but all in all, this is so much better than it was before. I feel like I can breathe in here, and I am at least ready for us to start this week, and this should be a good foundation for me to get back into some of my normal, what I like to have as normal cleaning rhythms, which include a brief nightly reset as well as a weekly reset. But man, it is hard to even have the motivation to do a nightly reset when you are just buried. So I am so thankful for having this day to kind of reset the home, and I'm excited to move into this next season. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'm planning on making a lot more content in the future that has to do with homemaking and mom life and life with toddlers, all sorts of that stuff. And then, as I mentioned earlier in the break of this video, I do have a new website, thevictoriousmama.com. Please check that out and let me know just what you think. And I would love to hear from you if you have any questions. And I'm just so thankful that you guys are here. I will talk to you all in my next video. Bye.